say what occurred.
But you so happen.
Okay. Oh. Well, I gets up out of bed and I goes to the door. And I met this real tall kind of guy, Mr. Blank Joe. I think it is Joe Blank, something like that they said his name is. And you know, I met him at the door. And I said, what you all want here? It was early in the morning, Your Honor. I had just gotten out of bed. I met him with my night clothes on. He says, we want Larry. He says, is Larry here? I say, no, Larry's not here.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Read that back, please.
He said, we want Larry. He said, Larry here? I said, no, Larry is not here.
Thank you.
Continue.
He says, where is Larry? We want Larry. I says, I don't know. I says, what happened? He says, I'll tell you what happened. He says, you know what you raised? You raised a dirty black bastard. That's what you raised. He said, and you tell him he's going to get a fucking bullet straight into his head. He said, you heard what I said? I said, why I said? And when I said that, he just pushed on me, just spin me around, you know, with his hand on my shoulder, like I was a toy or something. My grandson said, he said, don't be pushing on my grandmother, man. He said, I'll whip your ass.
Objection! Anything said by someone else. Just tell us what happened, Mrs. Davis. You cannot tell us what your grandson said to anybody.
Okay, Your Honor. Well, then, I got mad. And I said, you all just get the hell on out of my house. Because you ain't got no water or nothing. You just get the hell on out of my house. He said, okay. He said, but when you see that, you tell him we're going to kill his ass. We're going to put a fucking bullet straight into the front of his head, Your Honor. I mean, he took his finger and pointed at the straight front of my head and told me straight what he was going to do to my child. A bullet straight into his head.
What did you do after they left?
Well, after that, I'll tell you. I was very upset, very nervous. I calmed myself a little. And I said, I'll call complaint review. Because I ain't going to take this stuff, and I will tell them, you know, in case if something should happen, they would know about it. It would be on record.
Did you make that phone call?
I made my complaint with the complaint review board, and they said they would investigate it for me.
And that was the same morning you called?
The same morning, 10 or 15 minutes after that.
Did you tell Larry what they said?
Yes, I told him. I don't remember when I see him, but when I see him, I told him then.
Was it a few days later, the same day? You have no recollection what you saw?
It was a few days after.
Now, did you ever hear back from the Civilian Complaint Review Board, the CCRB? And when was that, do you remember?
I don't remember when I got this letter, but I know they did write me back. And they said...
Objection, Your Honor, please!
Judge, I think that Adam Abdul Hakim, formerly known as Larry Davis, has something to tell the court.
Mr. Davis, you have a statement to make on your behalf?
First, I'd like to give thanks to our Lord. Without his help, I would not be here today. To my supporters, family, my friends, brothers and sisters, my mother, especially my mother. Brother Kunstler, Brother Hodge, Sister Stewart, all of our teachers, greetings. My racist enemies, and your honor. Now the corrections department, they say that that bruises were never on me. That this story is just that it's concocted. Yeah. Well, I can show you proof here today. Wounds that you can see and feel.
Indicating the defendant's right arm and back of his head. Continue.
Wounds to my kneecap.
Indicating the left knee.
These wounds came from corrections guards who kicked me from behind, caused me to fall. Falling, fell on this nail that's in my knee today. And x-rays will show that. And my wrist being broken as this lion Wilson says it isn't. We have Thomas McCarran, Hennessy, Joe Blank, both Sullivans, all of those corrupted people, these corrupt cops, half of them in this court today. Got Michael Bernardo out there, who kidnapped my daughter's mother and forced her to get this indictment. He took her to a hotel and terrorized her and brutalized her. And then he brings her to the prosecutor's office and he tells her that she's got to testify in grand jury. And behind that, she caught 104 fever. What alternatives did she have but to say the lies that they told her to say? Thomas McCarran, highly decorated detective. He's the one who gave me the guns, gave me the drugs in the first place. And he sits here and tries to make my character look bad. Yeah, well, my statement. Now at a time when sentence is supposed to be imposed, once again I am to be made a victim.